make a video about when, as me as a man, and I think speak about all men that are addicts that get involved with women, that it hurts so much if they throw out, or that you split up with them, or whatever. Especially if you don't want to go, or whatever the situation is, that you're not the one that's saying, "Hey, I'm sorry, I can't take this anymore." Obviously, that's a different situation, but if you love somebody and they don't want to be with you anymore, or they don't want to be with you, and you really are hung up on them, or whatever. If you're just hung up on them, it's like kind of like wanting to do some dope, like heroin or something, but it doesn't appear. So you're pretty upset because you don't get this dope, and when you don't get this woman. So the reality of it is that if you are with somebody, um, then they tilt you out, or it doesn't work anymore, or whatever, and you're not the one that wants to split. Like I say, it's like getting over a horrible dope habit, because the fact of the matter is that when you are with somebody like that, and your first exposure to something that's as euphoric as like when you make love or something, and complete that act and everything, and you just fact you're just so enamored in love, and you're just floating around the first 6 months especially. It's a whole lot like heroin, and especially a speedball, heroin and cocaine. And I haven't done fentanyl, but I suppose it's the same type of thing. Well, all narcotics in general, I would say, because I did something called Tussinex for a long time, off and on, and that's a really powerful cough medicine. The liquid kind is really, they did some kind of suspension thing, and I don't even think that they sell the tablets anymore. And it's ironic because on the tablets were just little white tablets, and they had a cross on them. And I was told that somebody told me that they're called they have this cross on them. Well, they're called tombstones, is what I'm saying, and that would be a really um, fine way to describe it. And so the whole thing is really a bunch of trash. But we get involved with we fall in love with trash sometimes. But the reality of it is, the fact is, I keep saying the reality. The fact is, let me tell you, it's a dangerous stuff, man. When you get involved with narcotics, and then because if it had been the other way around for me, if I had been involved with a woman first, before I did narcotics, heroin or something, whatever, heroin, well, Demerol first, opium. Actually, opiates. This the first thing I shot, opium. But anyway, the reality of it is, I have these little bags around here. They're kind of trash bags, and it's kind of like that represents the what I was really doing was trash. Trash, because there ain't nothing like being with a person, of course. And when I mentioned that to somebody after I'd done dope, and been with women and stuff, I said, well, to me, uh, shooting heroin, it just seems better than being with a woman in a lot of ways. And the guy looked at me, and he was a young addict himself and been in prison. He said, you're just really screwed up, man. And it's not like that. And he was right, of course. I was screwed up, and it shouldn't be like that. But that's a fact, for me in my life, and I suppose a lot of people's lives. I don't think Lou Reed would have sang written a song called Heroin. It's my life, it's my wife, among other words, if it didn't mean something like that. I had one friend of mine, an old bank robber addict, and he said, "Yep, just like just kind of like miss the thing so much. It's like an old girlfriend or wife. It's like you're just missing it, and that kind of stuff is the danger of it. You really miss it like a person. I mean, that's one of the reasons why I had a hard time, breaking up with people. And I think normally you just go on and live your life. I mean, for normal people after a couple weeks, but I would like just be upset for weeks and stuff. I mean, heroin habit ends in 5 or 6 days, and then you just start to recover from it. In a couple weeks, you're feeling okay, but not so with a woman. It's like a high-powered heroin addict, high-power heroin addiction, or narcotic addiction, or speed addiction, or whatever it is you're addicted to. But when you think of it, the reality is, when you're shooting the dope, it's like, yeah, you use a syringe. Well, with a woman and you're a man, it's sort of a similar thing. And what goes into the syringe goes into your body. What goes into your body as a male goes into the woman. So it's like, it's just sort of similar. And I don't know if Freud, and I don't mean to sound weird with this, but I just sort of realized this after all these years that it's all sort of the same thing, you know. And somehow you have to detach yourself enough from either one of those things enough and do something maybe you just wouldn't even think about doing. And if you're lucky, you have friends to help you support yourself in the situation. But there's got to be a way, you know, through counseling somewhat, through immediate counseling. For me, I didn't do any kind of counseling with any of that stuff, and I should have, because it probably would have made my life much easier, whether it be kicking a heroin habit or a relationship. You know, that somebody says, you know, especially if you're just so enamored with the person, and it's not like a loving thing. It is, you think you're in love, but it's just more of a you know, 100 you know, Demerol tablets just floating to the top of your mind and soul. So if you think it's in your soul, but really it's not. It's just, it's waiting to smack you in your face is where it's waiting for. But anyway, it's all an illusion. I mean, to think that heroin and cocaine and speed is better than being with a woman, and it's not an illusion though. When you kick that stuff, and it's painful or more painful to kick a woman's habit. I mean, have the habit of being with a woman than it is with a drug like heroin or coke, fentanyl or whatever, speed. But it's pretty bizarre situation. So don't find yourself in it if you can avoid it. Do not, if you can avoid it, get involved with heroin or fentanyl or any of the addictive type drugs. It's just going to make your life horrible at the end of the day. You'll either die young or die older of just different problems, and that's miserable. But you won't even have a chance, especially if you won't have a chance to have a completely normal, so-called normal relationship with a person of your choice if you do not, if you come in and cut into it with already feeling so great, you know, behind the drugs you do. That's just not cool, you know. So good luck, everybody out there. I wish you all the best. Stay away from that stuff. Okay, and listen to my song, by the way. I got it out there. I posted it Christmas time on the Method Online. Those guys would all be, most of them would rather be somewhere else. You don't choose to be an addict. I mean, you choose to go forward with it once you're addicted because you really don't have a choice unless you, at least you don't think you have a choice. Of course, you really have a choice, but you don't think you do. And especially you don't when you're really into it, because the choice is going through misery one way or the other, or you know, for 5-6 days or sometimes longer or whatever, or you know, or just stringing yourself along further. And if you're lucky enough to meet a woman at that point, you know, which probably most people don't at that point, when they can't find dope and they're looking for dope, and no one. I feel sorry for the woman that gets involved with something like that, or guy with a woman or whatever it takes, or pansexual with another pansexual or another whatever. Don't mess around with somebody who's kicking dope unless you want to help them. But don't get romantically involved. What am I talking about, man? I don't know, but I'm telling you this. I do know this. Be cool out there and stay away from fucking dope that's gonna physically addict you. Okay? Be cool. Bye bye. Look at all this trash here. See, trash, 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 trash. That's all it is. Trash. Stay away from narcotics, baby, if you can. Use it for what it's meant to be. You know, use it for when a doctor prescribes it to you. Hell, my doctor won't even prescribe it to me anymore. She's got me on a narcotic blocker. Well, it's okay. I trust her judgment. See y'all later.